Next, we'll talk about IP addresses and DNS. First, let's start with IP addresses. Computers communicate with each other using IP addresses. So these IP addresses normally are in dotted decimal format, separated by periods. Example, you can see on the screen 192.168.123.132. The IP addresses identifies an electronic device such as computer, printer, or router in a network. You can see your computer has an IP address too. To check the IP address of your computer by typing ipconfig command in CLI or the command line interface. People are more familiar with URL, Uniform Resource Locator, rather than IP address. For an example, if you type https communityhealthtoolkit.org, it will take you to the landing page of CST. If you take an example such as www.communityhealthtoolkit.org as an example, it is a domain name which we are more familiar with. A domain name is composed of a server, host name, individual name, and group name. A domain name system DNS server translates these domain names into IP address, which makes it possible for computer to communicate with each other. On one hand, we are more familiar or comfortable with the domain name. However, behind the screen, computers are communicating on the IP addresses. Now, let's look at the whole picture. A URL address is entered in the browser. Then, DNS server translates a domain name into an IP address. Next, it accesses the computer of the website and gets the file that it needs. This file is forwarded to your computer browser by identifying the request from your IP address, and finally it displays on the screen of your computer. This is the brief explanation of the procedure to access the website. To make this process of request and response secure is where SSL comes into picture.